Hi guys, I am Anita Serene and I'm a psychic medium, and I've been a psychic medium here on the internet for going on 5 years. In today's psychic reading video, we are going to discover what you can expect in the month of June for love, career, as well as money by using the tarot cards as well as my intuition. For those of you who are new, hi, I'm Anita. I used to be known as Stargirl, the Practical Witch, and I have been a psychic medium here on the internet for a long time, and I use my psychic gifts to help encourage those who feel lost or just want a peek into the future. So if you guys are new to interactive psychic readings here on YouTube, I normally have you pick one of the 3 options with your intuition, and then once you pick an option, you can fast forward to the timestamps I provide in the pinned comment and description. Click the timestamp next to your chosen option and it will take you right to your June prediction for love, career, and money. It's kind of like a horoscope except with tarot cards. But before I give you guys a chance to really meditate on the options, I do want to give a huge thank you and a huge shout out to my sponsors Aura for making today's video happen. So a little more about Aura. It is a new mindfulness and sleep app that won Best Apple Award. It's an all-in-one app for your well-being and sleep and has thousands of meditation, stories, sound, and so much more like CBT, life coaching, breath work, as well as spirituality. So I don't know if you guys know this, but I struggle with a lot of anxiety and I live alone and it's really scary. And the only app that I found that has worked that helps me fall asleep like a baby and have a good night's rest is the Aura app. So I have been trying to find really good things to listen to while I'm alone to distract me in a more positive mindset, because as you guys know, the things that you listen to and watch the most shape who you are. So it's really important to find enriching things to listen to that are going to aid you in who you want to become. And one of the best apps for it has to be the Aura app. This is one of those brands I was really excited to work with because I know this is going to enrich your life in a very positive and practical way. You know what I mean? It just helps take the loneliness and the bad thoughts away. And as you guys know, the older we get, the scarier life gets, and sometimes we just need some positive things that are in our reality that are going to help shift our mindset to the better. And I love how personalized it is. You can add nature sounds, subtract nature sounds, add frequencies, and they even have bedtime stories to listen to if you just want something to listen to that's soothing and interesting. Even ASMR, guys. This is a really diverse app with a lot of stuff in it. So the first 500 people who use my link are going to get a free trial of Aura plus an exclusive 25% off. I know these sponsorships can be annoying to sit through sometimes, but I'm hooking you guys up with deals here. So if you do sit through them, just know that you're getting a very nice deal where I'm helping you save some money on something that's really going to help your life. Once again, guys, the link is in the pinned comment as well as the description. The first 500 people, which means you want to take advantage of this before all the slots are taken up, are going to get a free trial plus an exclusive 25% off. And I'm really happy I can help you guys save money as well as show you some enriching things for your life that's going to help you in the chaos that is reality here on Earth. Thank you guys so much for sitting through that. Now we're going to get back to the psychic reading. So these are your 3 options. This is group number 1 on the left, group number 2 is in the middle, and group number 3 is on the right. I need you to pick one of the 3 options with your intuition or a random number picker. That's what I do because sometimes I get decision paralysis. So if you're like me, just do a random number picker. Once you pick an option, the timestamps are located in the pinned comment as well as the description. Click the timestamp next to your chosen option and it will take you right to your June psychic reading for love, career, and money. Once again, pause the video if you need
to take as much time as you need to meditate on the options, but we are about to get started. So pause that video if you need to. The timestamps are in the pinned comment and description. I'll see you at your reading.
Hey, group number 1, this is for everyone who chose the Wild Cherry CD, and I got this from a certain music store on Hollywood because I live in LA now. So if you guys want like updates on my personal life, or you just want updates about me for some reason, add me on Instagram. The link is in the pinned comment and description, but also I mainly post like personal updates on my Instagram. So go ahead and give me a follow. I also go live there and give free psychic readings every once in a while. But group number 1, this is your June prediction. And I actually had no idea what kind of music was on here. I just kind of grabbed it because I liked the album cover. And then I listened to it and I was like, play the fucking music, babe. Yeah, it has that song on it. So anyway, I really liked it. But anyway, so this is your June message, guys. Your overall summary, we have Sun in Scorpio, passion. So some of you guys could have Scorpio placements. You don't have to, but some of you could. So this is not going to be a boring month for you, because your overall summary was Scorpio, the card of passion, a passionate, intense, or mysterious phase. So as you guys can see, it's not going to be a boring month. We're going to get some clarifiers as to why it's not going to be a boring month for you. Although for some of you, I have a kind of a big feeling this is going to be a month of love for you. Yes, I do. So why is it not going to be boring? We have the Knight of Cups in reverse. There is someone here, group number 1, who has not communicated their feelings for you, or they have not expressed their feelings for you. But I'm seeing that in the month of June, this person, sorry about that, guys. I apologize about the way I look. My hair has a mind of its own. I feel like I look really bad today. Not fishing for compliments. I'm just a little depressed about how I look today. So, yeah, but it is what it is. I feel like you have someone here who has not expressed the way that they feel about you with that Knight of Cups card in reverse. And I think that this person has a lot of hidden passion for you that they've been trying to hold back. And I think in June, with this Mercury energy that we see on the astro dice here, the alchemic sign of Mercury came up. Mercury. I think that this has to do with someone communicating their true feelings for you. And guys, I think that they could be an Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What I want to do, guys, is I want to channel what this person low-key wants to say to you, because I'm getting that there's someone here who feels very passionate about you. They just haven't communicated it. So let's see what they want to say to you. They feel like you two are meant to be together. Look at that. We have the meant to be card. Like this is you two. They want to kiss you. They feel like you guys are meant to be, and they are longing for you. I don't think this person has really communicated how much they want you, how much they like you, how attracted they are to you. But I think this person is going to kind of reveal it more in June. And with this 11/11 signs, guys, this tells me that, this person has been seeing signs of you everywhere. They've been hearing your name everywhere. Like, they've been seeing your name on billboards. They've been seeing your birthday number everywhere. They can't not think of you because they see signs of you everywhere. And I think with this Into the Unknown card in reverse, this is a really good sign, because if they've been hiding their feelings or suppressing their feelings, or there's been some uncertainty in their feelings, this is no longer going to be a mystery to you. They're going to come right out and tell you. And also what this tells me is I think they're finally starting to realize who you are to them, because they've been getting like very clear signs from the universe. You're definitely going to be hearing from this person or receiving a heartfelt letter in June. And for those of you guys who are already in a relationship or you're already talking to someone, this just kind of feels like this person has not expressed recently how much they really love you or care about you with this Knight of Cups in reverse. This is the energy of like, as you guys know, I'm not successful in love. You know, I haven't been in the past, been in a lot of bad relationships. But what I will say is, like, sometimes you'll be with someone and they'll love you, but they'll take you for granted, or they won't express their feelings. They don't try to win you over. You know, it's kind of like this energy is someone's just not expressing, not telling you how much they love you. They're not like coming forward, letting you know how much you mean to them. They're just holding back for some reason. And I feel like it's because this person's like, you should know how I feel. It's almost this energy, group number one, where someone around you, they expect you to be a mind reader. They just expect you to know, like, how could you not see? It's kind of like, have you guys ever watched like Jane Austen, and Mr. Darcy is like a total asshole to Jane. He's like a total dick to Jane, but he's like, Jane, you should know the extent of my affections. How? You're a dick to me. How was I supposed to know you like me? This person's like, how do you not see I like you? How do you not see I love you? It's like, because you don't show it, because you're an asshole. So this person's finally getting it. Like, you know what? I gotta come in and treat my lady or my man right, and let him or her know that I'm interested. They think you are the most beautiful. They choose you. They love how emotionally balanced you are, but you're not boring at all. Like, they find you sexy and beautiful at the same time. Like, you're a good balance of both. And if you're a guy, I just want to tell you guys, the lady you have your eyes on, she is not only beautiful inside and out, but she is a freak in the bedroom, and she is sexy. And yeah, you should express your love to her, because she is, you know, 1 in a million type of lady. And she's also funny, and she's playful, and she's got the whole package going on. Anyway, but I think that you guys already know this about your lady. And your lady does have other men who see it in her too, you know what I mean? Okay, so we started out with a love reading. Your whole reading isn't going to be love, but this is like your main focus in the month of June, which means a lot of your June has to deal with love and relationships, and experiencing a lot of passion in your love life, especially when it comes to hearing a message that really is like, oh my gosh, this person really does love me, or oh my gosh, this person really is into me. You know, getting a lot of messages talking about feelings, stuff like that. Guys, I want to tell you that you do have a lot of people at your job and your work who are talking about you. I'm getting an image in June of your 6th house, and in astrology, so if you guys don't know, which most of you should, in astrology there are 12 areas of life, and the 6th house is your enemies, it is your competitors, it is the people you work with. And I'm getting an image of gossipy birds, like, kind of like, have you guys ever watched Aristocrats? So how I do animal divination, in case you're interested, is I look at how animals are depicted in like Disney movies and stuff. And in the Aristocrats, there's these geese, and they're walking like da 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 da. I wish I could play the song, but it's like da 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 da. And the geese are like walking and gossiping. I'm getting like that energy of your or maybe they're ducks. I'm getting an energy of your enemies kind of being gossipy ducks. They're talking about you a lot, or the people you work with are talking a lot about you at this time. Yep, look what card just popped out. We had the air element of communication and communicating. So there's a lot of gossip that is surrounding your name. Let's see who is gossiping, and then we're going to say what they're saying. We know that you work with them. The person that's gossiping about you was born in the winter time. They also come off as very cool. They come off as very cold. They could have a snowflake tattoo. This person sees themselves as being very unique or whatever, okay? So this person is talking about you. What they're saying is, what are they saying? What are they saying? This person might like to ski, or they might like to snowboard, or they're born in the winter. Snowflake tattoos. What are they saying? Okay. What are they saying? What is the gossip on group number 1? They say that you're hiding your real self, that you're not being your real self, that you're putting on a mask, that you're hiding something. They might say that you hide behind makeup, or you hide behind a false self. Okay, they might say that you're a fake friend. So the gossip here is a little malicious, guys. I'm not even going to lie to you. Why are they gossiping? This person has like a self-righteous air about them, okay? This person is someone who's very well connected, and they actually have friends who spy on other people and then report back to them. So this person who's gossiping about you has a lot of power, I'm hearing, over groups of people, and they have people who secretly spy on you and then report back what they find out about you to them. And this person I'm hearing is just a self-righteous person, and they just... Yeah, I heard a beep outside. This person is self-righteous. They get off on having a lot of power. And this person is gossiping, saying that you're fake, or you hide who it is that you really are. Okay. The reason why this person is doing this, like, you might be like, why are they attacking me? Why are they gossiping? It's because you're magnetic and they sense it on a psychic level. There's something about your energy, guys, that this person picks up on a psychic level, that you are extremely magnetic. People gravitate towards you, and it's nothing like, oh, they're jealous of the way that you look, or because they're jealous of your skills. It's more like psychically your energy communicates a lot to others, and they notice how people tend to gravitate towards you. You're this energy of Cinderella group number 1, where people around Cinderella could see Cinderella was beautiful, even though she was covered in soot, and even though she was covered in ash. So it kind of feels like they can see your potential before you even see your potential. They see your potential past your circumstance, and something in them feels threatened by you and your budding talent. And because they can sense psychically something in you that has not been apparent on the physical plane yet. That's why this person is gossiping about you. This person gets off on power, and like I said, I think they have people spying on you. Like, they have other people who report back to this person about what you're doing, which is very, very bizarre, guys. But I want you to know that God is protecting you, and God will send you signs of this person, okay? I heard a very loud ding. Very loud ding. God is protecting you, and you are going to see signs of this person in June, and he will make it very apparent through your intuition. All right? Okay. Also know, guys, that you have a lot of people who are your friends behind your back too, who are looking out for you, and they see how certain people treat you, and they get disgusted by this person. Because I know a lot of the times we talk about how we have hidden enemies and people who are talking bad about us, but you'd be surprised how many people like vibe with your energy and get disgusted when they see other people treating you poorly behind your back, and they disagree with what that person is doing. And you guys definitely have that as well. And God is saying you have allies who are looking after you and will report back to you what this person is saying or what people are doing behind your back, and they will stand up for you behind your back. You need to know that too, guys. You have a lot of people who are very deeply committed to you. Very like Mother Goose energy over you. Just something you should know. So your blessings for June, group number 1, are actually very positive. The card that represented how you're going to be blessed in June is the Lovers card. Look at that. Yes, guys. So someone is in love with you in June. This message keeps repeating. I was not picking up this energy as you pining after someone. Actually, I got the specific message that they are pining after you. This is specifically true if you are Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising, or if you are the age of 21. However, if that is not your zodiac sign or your age, then what I was being told is the person who is in love with you in June is a Sagittarius, or they could be the age of 21. They're old enough to drink. That's what I heard. I don't know why that was something that came up. So that is your major blessing in June. How do you feel about this person? Healing, recovery from traumatic events that cause suffering, transformation, and battle. I want to let you know, guys, that one person who's in love with you in June, this is someone that you haven't seen eye to eye with in the past. There has been like physical disagreements or lots of fighting between the two of you in some sort of fashion. Yep, with the Tower card, this is someone who can really piss you off. I don't think this is a new person who's in love with you in your energy, because with new people, they rarely have this kind of effect on you where they can piss you off this strongly. This feels like someone you know pretty well, and something about this relationship was kind of traumatic. And yeah, I got a ding from Spirit. I don't know if you guys could hear that. I'm going to turn up the ringer on my phone and so you guys can hear the dings better. But this is a relationship that caused you a lot of pain. You had to heal from it. You know, it was like it gave you a little bit of PTSD. This person, they're in love with you in June, guys. Okay, how do you feel about them reaching out in June? This feels like X energy. I feel like you're over it. You're like, wow, this is a little bit too late. This is, you're like, I became stronger from this. I don't need you. I'm over it. This person is coming in. They want a reunion with you or something like that. So guys, I think that June for you is a month where you have a lot of people who are in love with you and want to express it to you. That's what I'm really getting. And, you know, this could be an ex and a new person, or it could be the same person that I mentioned in the beginning of the reading and also in this part of the reading. So love has kind of just taken up your whole reading, and it makes sense because June is the month in tarot of the Lovers. So a lot of love things tend to go down in June. But let's go ahead and get 3 more blessings that are coming for you. Actually, let's do 2, because that was like your first main blessing. Your second blessing in June is courage. You guys are getting the courage to do things that you were always too afraid to do. You're going to be more brave. Let's see how this bravery is going to help you in your life. I'm hearing you're going to be feeling more ballsy, feeling more brave, like the feeling of having liquid courage without being intoxicated. Do you know what I mean? So how is this courage helping you in your life? You're going to have the courage to start going after the things that you want in life, group number 1. You know, sometimes like we lack courage to go after the things we really want, so we settle in life. I'm seeing here, guys, you're no longer willing to settle in your life. You're no longer playing it small. I see that with the Page of Wands in reverse that came out. Okay? And following the Page of Wands in reverse, we had the Queen of Wands upright. So when I put these cards together, what this tells me is you're no longer playing it small. You're starting to be like, you know what? What's that? I know she hasn't been in the media for a while, but she wrote that song where it's a music video on Anna Nicole Smith. It's a parody. She's like, started from the bottom and now I'm rich. I know you guys know who I'm talking about, but it's like this energy where you're like, you're not apologizing for how successful you are. You're not apologizing with your energy. You're feeling more confident in your talents and your personality and who it is that you are. So you're no longer playing small, and you're starting to be like, you know what? I have grown a lot. I've leveled up a lot. You know, I am kind of talented. Like, it's almost like this energy of you are ascending from one phase of your life to the next phase. And you have the courage to go after the things that you actually want and to try. Okay, so that is one blessing that is divinely sent by God that is coming for you, because it is divine timing for you to level up in your life. Like, I actually heard that you're ascending from one level of life to the next. The second blessing, or the third blessing that's coming for you in June, is we have the pregnancy card. Oh, goodness gracious. Pregnancy. That's what came out, guys. So if you're in a relationship, be sure you're using that birth control, because you guys are very fertile in the month of June. But this also came up in your blessing section. So I only see pregnancy happening for you if this is something that you really want. For others of you, this just sort of means that there's a birth of a new business venture that's going to be very, very, very successful for you in June. So if it's not a baby, there's a birth of a new business venture, a new creative project that you're really excited about, that you're putting a lot of energy towards, that's going to be extremely successful. So those are your 3 blessings for you in June, like a resurge in motivation, a resurge in passion. You're picking yourself up after some period of being discouraged. So let's see what's going on in your career and finances next, guys, okay? And then we're going to talk about why God is proud of you in the month of June, what you're doing right, because we're always hearing what we're doing wrong, what we're doing wrong. What are we doing right? So your career, the message keeps repeating. Yeah, there's a lot of competitive energy in your career, guys. It's not a friendly work environment, and I don't want to spread negativity. That is not my goal at all. But listen, Mars is very competitive, and at first I was like, okay, whatever. But I also drew for you the snake. And the snake also tells me that there's a lot of like petty politics in your job. The blessing that's coming for you in your career is you definitely have a spirit guide who really is for you. I'm getting like it's a maternal energy who's passed on, who protects you on the spiritual. They give you clarity about the snakes at your job. So you're going to see without a doubt who is not for you at your career with this Page of Swords. Okay. Like, I'm telling you, group number 1, I'm really getting a grandmother, a mother. There's some sort of feminine spirit guide that watches after you. Now, they're not like God, okay? But they do what they can on the spiritual. I like to compare spirit guides to the well-meaning fairy god fairies in Sleeping Beauty, where it's like they have a little magic, they have a little pool in the spiritual realm, but they can't cure death. You know, they're not God, but they can do some stuff. That's kind of how spirit guides are, and I'm definitely sensing a feminine energy spirit guide who shows up to you as butterflies and moths. This person helps give you clarity about the snakes in your job, people who really aren't for you, who would stab you in the back in a second, people who try to manipulate you at your career for your downfall. And you might be like, what? Like, no, people aren't like that, guys. You'd be shocked at how many crazies there are out there. Why are you the target of this? The Wheel of Fortune, because they see you as lucky. You know, oh, did you hear that ding, guys? Oh my gosh, they see you as lucky. And you might be like, no, I'm not lucky. But the reason why they target you is they're like, why does everything come so easy to them? They didn't work for what they have. They don't deserve everything they have. It's just luck. Why is the Wheel of Fortune always favoring them? Oh, they just have a lucky birth chart. You know, they just think it's unfair. That's what I'm getting. They think it's unfair that you get favored. Okay? But I want you to know that your feminine spirit guide is saying equally, you have a lot of people who love you in your professional field. So they're like, don't think everyone is out to get you, because you have people who love you like so much. They ride for you so hard. Group number 1. You have like people who are true friends to you, who have your back at your job. It's only these few bad seeds, and you're being given clarity about who they are through your intuition. And you can trust it. Now, as far as your career goes, God is really guiding your career at this time. I see it from the crown chakra card. Okay. And you are going to see some growth in your career. I am getting this energy where you're seeing growth, and this is coming from your hard work. So I'm hearing you're going to see your hard work pay off into some sort of growth, which is going to make you feel very content. We also have the 10 of Pentacles. So when it comes to your money situation, your money is great in the month of June. Worldly success is here for you. Your business is doing well. Money is stable, and money is coming in abundantly. And more importantly, you feel abundant. Now, my favorite part is God wants to compliment you in June in what area of life you're doing really well in. God wants to give you a pat on the back, because sometimes it's nice. So no lie, group number 1, you are actually one of God's favorites. And, you know, I'm getting this energy here where God sees you in a very protective, fatherly way. God really acts as a protective father over you, because he's being represented as the lion, which means he is scary, he is fierce, he is protective over his child, which is you. And God, the wrath of God really comes out when people mess with you or when people do something to hurt you. God, it's almost like the energy of God towards you is like he's that protective God with the shotgun on the porch. And he's like, if you come at my daughter wrong, I'm going to shoot you, boy. That's God's energy towards you. So God is like this very protective, angry, reactive father over you, because he sees you as the favorite. I'm hearing the favorite daughter, the most beautiful son, the son he's the most proud of, the most beautiful daughter. Like, you really have God's favor surrounding you, and God's favor surrounding you gives you manifestation strength. Group number 1. Here on earth, that is very powerful. God also grants you power here on earth because he is so pleased with you. Because you know what, guys? You really don't see how much God loves you and favors you. I really don't think you see it. I'm actually getting the chills where God sees you. He's so pleased by you. He sees you with such eyes of love and pride that he gives you special gifts and powers that here on earth, because of how proud he is. One thing God is telling me is he's not going to let you suffer or go without. He's not going to let that happen to you. He has given you special powers to manifest blessings here on earth. And I'm also hearing, guys, that your faith has been tested. Like, it really, really has. But you've been doing the right thing. The universe has been sending you tests of faith, and you've been passing these tests. You fear God. You do what is right. So you have an angel of protection on your shoulder. And also, guys, you've been really disciplined when it comes to your spiritual growth and or studying. Okay, you've been very disciplined with yourself on growing spiritually, learning and studying. And because of this, you are going to be blessed and rewarded by God. Okay, I'm hearing you're in communication with angels. I'm hearing you have Archangel Michael. I keep seeing angels of protection around you because of how protective God is of you. You are protected everywhere you go. I'm hearing you don't have to worry about thieves. You don't have to worry about enemies. You don't have to worry about being attacked because you have such a strong level of protection around you everywhere. And you see the light through a child. You see life through a child's eyes or through very innocent eyes, and God really takes delight in that with you. So he protects you and your innocence is what I'm hearing. and he's very protective of you, and you have the favor of God surrounding you, which you see through increased manifestation ability. And also people who don't have the right intentions with you, they get stuck in God's trap. And it's almost like, you know, when you put a mouse trap out and the mice get stuck in the trap, these people get stuck in the traps that are around you. Okay, so that's what you need to know about your June. I also got the energy of past life guys. So for your final message in June, some aspect of your past life is going to be made apparent to you. I'm hearing that past life friendships are in your life in June, specifically with women. So you are going to be meeting women who are your friends, who you have shared a past life with in June. And I'm specifically getting feminine energy, okay? So look out for females who you're friends with in June. You shared a past life with them. That's what God wants you to know, all right? So let's see if we can get a zodiac sign specifically of this woman. We got a Pisces sun, moon, and rising, and we have another Pisces sun, moon, and rising. Look out for a Pisces sun, moon, and rising, a woman who's a friend or an older sibling. You shared a past life with them. Love you so much, and I'll see you later. So group number 2. You chose the Atlantic Records, Percy Sledge, with When a Man Loves a Woman, and other hits from a certain record store in Hollywood, California. I don't want to say the brand's name because there's another sponsorship attached to this, but I just moved to California, and if you guys are interested in more personal life updates, I post more of that on my Instagram, which the link to that is in the pinned comment as well as the description. And on my Instagram, I also go live and give free psychic readings and talk to you guys. If you're interested in catching that, the link is in the pinned comment as well as the description. So group 2, I listened to this CD, and I can't lie to you, it was a little sad, but for those of you who picked it, let's see what your June has in store for you for love, career, and money. What does the tarot have to say? So I'm getting this energy where you guys feel kind of frustrated. Group number 2. I'm getting that, you know, you feel frustrated because you're trying to move forward in something in your life. And every time you move forward, there's like delays or it feels like you're being held back or things are going slower than you would like. And I'm trying to get some clarifiers as to what energy this is about. So for some of you, this is to do with a love connection. Some of you feel frustrated in love, okay? You feel like you want to take a relationship forward. You want to move forward with the relationship. You really like somebody. You get excited around them. You feel a lot of feelings towards someone, but they're moving really slow, or this relationship that I'm seeing for you guys is moving very slow. It's not going as fast as you would like. Maybe even it kind of feels like the relationship is put on pause, or the emotions are put on pause because there's very little movement forward in a certain relationship in your life, which is causing you some frustration. Some of you guys, you might actually be ending a situationship or cutting people out of your life who do not reciprocate emotions or are not emotionally available. So I'm getting that you're frustrated in your relationships, group number 2. And this isn't really about like trying to spread bad energy. I'm just sort of trying to confirm what you're feeling, which is you feel isolated. Even if you're surrounded by people, you feel alone. You feel like you're contagious. I heard that Nirvana song. As you guys know, I love Nirvana, but it's like I feel stupid and contagious. That's kind of how you feel. You're like, am I contagious? I feel stupid and contagious, and you feel isolated and alone. And I'm particularly picking up, maybe there's like one love interest you have a lot of chemistry with, you get really excited with, but it just feels like this relationship isn't going to go anywhere. So you're putting an end to it. You're cutting it off because there's very little movement forward is what I'm hearing. Honestly, do you want to know what I'm feeling from this, guys? Group 2, I'm feeling like life has been moving slow for you, and you've been known that wasn't even been known. Okay, I'm gonna have to edit that out. But I think life has been moving slow for you because you've been making like healthy decisions, and I'm getting this energy where because you've been making healthy decisions for yourself, your life has, like on TikTok, there's like this meme that's going around, and the meme is something like, oh, I've been making healthy decisions, so my life is boring. It's like uneventful. That's what I'm getting with this Queen of Swords energy, where you have been making such healthy decisions for yourself. You're like, you know what? I'm not dealing with toxic people. I'm not dealing with emotionally unavailable people. I don't know why I sounded like Zoolander just then. You're like, I'm not dealing with a lot of effery. I'm trying not to curse as much. I'm not dealing with all this effery around me. And so your life's been boring is what I'm hearing. So what's happening is I'm hearing it's not going to be as slow in June. Okay, like there's some excitement that's in the air. There's some excitement that's ready to come in for you. Guys, I want you to know, group number 2, you're going to be really popular in the month of June. I heard that specifically with the Six of Wands, because if you guys know anything about tarot, the Six of Wands is the card of popularity, but I wasn't getting it in the sense of like fame and recognition, because a lot of the times people correlate the Six of Wands with fame and recognition. I wasn't really getting that. I'm getting that this is about personal popularity. With the Ace of Cups and the Three of Cups, this just tells me a lot of people want to hang out with you in June. You're going to be hearing from a lot of people in June. You're going to be getting a lot of invitations out in June, which leads me to, why is it that you're so magnetic in June? What's going on? You guys are growing in self-esteem, and people can sense that, guys. And self-esteem is attractive. You're going to be really popular. I just heard the word popular. And, there's something, guys, where you're getting a lot of victory coming to you, especially when it comes to, I just got the message, guys, popularity and victory. Like some of you might be getting recognized more. Like if you're on social media, I'm hearing you're going to be getting recognized a lot more out in public. But I heard your personal magnetism, that's being raised. So you're getting a lot of like invitations out. You are getting a lot of people who want to open doorways for you where you feel stuck. Okay, I'm getting the message, guys. I was waiting for spirit. So what God is telling me is I'm getting this message where you guys feel stuck in a certain aspect of your life. Let's roll the Astro dice and see where you feel stuck. You feel creatively stuck. You feel stuck on taking risks. You have very little joy or fun in your life, because what came out on the Astro dice was the 5th house, okay? The 5th house is very important because it's your creativity, it's having children, it's fertility, it's fun in life. It's what you do for fun. And it's what produces dopamine and gives you feel-good feelings. It's the fun part of life. It's games, it's fun, it's dating, it's lightheartedness, it's laughing, it's creativity. You have felt stuck in those areas. So what's happening is God's raising your personal magnetism and popularity. He's raising that in June because he wants to attract to you people who are going to help you get unstuck in that area of life. So what's happening, guys, is a lot of people think you have to force. Guys, let me tell you something. You don't have to force anything that's for you. When it's the right time for something to happen, God is going to plot and make it go so smooth. So what's going smoothly for you is you are attracting the right people who are going to help you get unstuck. So God is raising your personal magnetism. God is raising your desirability to attract people who are going to help you get unstuck in your 5th house. So you're going to be asked out more, like asked out, lots of invitations, lots of people approaching you, getting recognized, people liking you without even you trying, really. Like normally you're like, man, I'm not that interested. You might as well just be a gray rock, because people are going to be attracted to you because it's God's blessing on you. It's not really what you're doing in June, okay? So that's what I'm getting from this, is like you're going to be really popular. And I'm also hearing that it's time for you to go out and have fun. You probably heard me say this in your other pick a card, but I'm getting this energy where God's like, oh my gosh, like how am I going to have them go out and have fun? They're not doing it on their own. So God's almost like, I'm divinely intervening, and I'm putting all of these blessings on them to attract experiences into their life. And, I will tell you this, guys, like, you have people coming into your life who are giving you really good guidance. Okay, I want to tell you something right now, right here. For those of you who are single, the blessing is you're being guided to your twin flame like a magnet. If you guys are single and you have no one in your life, God is actually leading you to your twin flame. I'm getting this image of a compass. Like I'm literally seeing a compass, and the compass is spinning in all different directions, kind of like in Pirates of the Caribbean. But then it's finally stopping on a direction, and it's pulling you like a magnet towards your twin flame. I'm hearing you are being led towards your twin flame if you are single. This is a major blessing that's coming in for you. So in June, guys, like, I don't know why you felt that you might have a female friend who introduces you to, like, you might have a female friend you're in contact with in June who's going to connect you to your twin flame. I really felt that. Like, it could be a Leo, sun, moon, and rising. And I wanted you to know something about yourself, guys. You are a natural beauty. Like, hear me out. If you're a guy or a girl. So God is leading me to really compliment you guys, because I think sometimes we go through life, and I don't know about you guys, man, but some days, like, from an outside perspective, I can see why people think I have a great life. Like, I live in LA, I do YouTube for a living, but I'm unhappy a lot of the time. I'm very unhappy, very lonely, very scared, a lot. And sometimes I think one thing I noticed, an observation I made in life, is sometimes we just don't have enough of, in our own minds or in the world, you're doing a good job. You're doing good. You're doing good. So God was really pulling me towards telling you where you are doing good and to highlight your strengths, group number 2. And the strengths that I see in you is you're someone who has a very natural beauty. And I don't mean it in like, your makeup skills suck if you're a divine feminine. It's just that you don't need makeup to be beautiful. You don't need to paint on your face to be beautiful. A lot of you have this earthy, natural beauty to your appearance. It's very traditionally beautiful. Have you guys ever heard, or traditionally handsome? What God is showing me is something about your appearance is you look like you could be from a different time period. You look like you could be beautiful in the 30s, the 40s, in the Renaissance period. There's something about your beauty that doesn't feel modern. It feels timeless and classic. I'm hearing classic. You're definitely not one of those modern beauties. Don't take that the wrong way. I mean, like, there's something about you where you could play in a period piece. You have a beauty that transcends trends. It's very classic. It doesn't go out of style. And it's also very natural, which means you don't have to change your features. You could just accentuate them. There's something very earthy about it. You might have earthy hands, an earthy type of face. It's very like sensual. I'm almost hearing, guys, do you want to know what your musk is like? I just smelled it. It's almost like I'm smelling wet dirt. It smells like wet dirt. It's like in nature after it just rains. There's something very earthy about your beauty, and that's something you need to know about yourself. I think sometimes we live in a culture where trends will make especially women or men think you have to look a certain way to be beautiful or attractive, when that's not the case at all. And what's attractive right now seems to be very like a cool, cold, almost like alien look. But you guys have more of an earthy, down-to-earth, traditional, classic look to your appearance that's very traditional. And if you're a guy, it's giving me this energy where you look like a guy who would be very attractive in a different time period. Do you know what I mean? It's very classic. It's not modern whatsoever. That's something you need to know about yourself, okay? You guys might have a love song that's stuck in your head and you can't get it out of your head, and it's always playing in your head, and you might be like, oh my gosh, why? It's stuck in your head and it's catchy to you because it's your twin flame communicating to you psychically through music. Okay, twin flames have that psychic connection. And something I want to tell you guys is I think you've been second guessing yourself recently. That's what I really feel. I think recently you used to know with such conviction what you wanted. You used to know, this is who I want to be. This is what I want from my life. This is who I am. This is what I'm good at. But recently you've been second guessing yourself. Like, am I good at this? Is this what I want? Oh my gosh, I'm an imposter. Am I happy? Like, you've been second guessing everything you used to be so sure about. If this sounds like you, this message is definitely for you. God is telling me that you know what you want. You know who you are. And I'm showing you who it is that you are. You are meant to be a leader. You are meant to be an it girl. You are meant to be the alpha male. Okay, you are meant to lead groups of people, group number 2. It's just that recently your confidence has been suffering. You've been feeling uncertain, like second guessing yourself. Like something has hurt your confidence, guys. And do you know what I think it is? I think you've been hit with a lot of stress. That's what I heard with Saturn and tornado. I think you guys have been hit with a lot of setbacks. You've been hit with a lot of stress. You've been hit with a lot of tests from the universe where you keep failing and failing and failing. And you just feel like sometimes things are out of your control and you have less of a faith in your ability to make things okay, because God has really been putting like a lot of challenges in your way, guys, that have been testing your patience. And I feel it because I'm feeling this twist in my stomach where you feel like, oh my gosh, I have so much anxiety because of all of the things that are happening in my life that feel so out of my control. So you second guess yourself. And I'm hearing God say, tell group number 2, they are second guessing themselves, but it's not because they're on the wrong path. They've just lost faith in themselves somewhere along the way. You guys are meant to be a leader amongst a group of people. You might be second guessing that, like, maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm like, I overestimated myself. That's what I'm getting. Maybe I overestimated myself. Maybe I overestimated my gifts. Maybe I overestimated my destiny. Some of you are really feeling that, and God's telling me to tell you, no, you didn't. You're just taking a hit to your self-esteem because you've been challenged recently. You are meant to lead and be a lighthouse to a group of people. And you're going to start to see a manifestation come forth on your social media, guys. This is what I'm hearing for you in the month of June. Now, group number 2, I'm being led to talk about how you are gifted by God, because I think that you need this reminder, because I am getting that you guys have taken a hit to your self-esteem, like you don't feel as confident as you used to. So I'm here to remind you of your worth. The way that you're going to make money is through your wit and charm. You guys are very, very witty. I'm hearing sharp as a tack. You can make people laugh. Not only can you make people laugh, but your attention is a prize. Like when you put your attention on someone or something, people really feel your presence as being something valuable. There's something about your presence, guys, that makes other people feel like they're drunk around you. Okay? I got that so strongly. People feel drunk around you. I want to tell you guys that your wit and your charm and your way with words is something that's going to earn you a lot of money. And you know what's really cool about you guys? If you're a guy, you're giving me Wolverine from X-Men, you're not afraid to be the bad guy. You're not afraid to say what needs to be said. You don't walk on eggshells. You're very truthful in your speech that most people are too afraid to do. You're very real and very authentic, and it's very refreshing because most people, they're too scared to be real. You know, most people, they put on this fake front just to get people to like them. You guys are real. You don't bullshit people. You're very like, this is what it is. And people sense that authenticity off of you and they really like it. They believe the things that you say because you have a tongue that can be very sharp and it can stab, but it's also extremely authentic, and people sense that and they love it. They love it off of you. They love how you're not full of shit. They love it. Keep doing that, guys. Keep being the person who always tells the truth, who tells it how it is, who doesn't walk on eggshells or has to kiss people's asses. You don't. You're like a renegade. You say what needs to be said. It's like, this is who I am, and that's how you speak it. And this is a gift from God. And I'm hearing that this gift is going to earn you money. Group number 2. Okay? And what I'm being led to do is I'm being led to go into your love life in the month of June. So this is what we're going to do, guys. We're going to get into your love interest in June. We're going to see how they feel about you, what's going on in your relationship, and who they are in the month of June. And if you guys have no one in your life, this could just be someone that appears in your life in June or someone that you meet in your life in June. So let's get to your love portion. Okay, so I want you to know that your love interest might be struggling with money right now with the 5 of Pentacles. So whoever it is that you have feelings for in the month of June, they might be struggling with their finances, okay? They might be, and if they're not actually struggling with their finances, because guys, I've met a lot of really wealthy people who think that they're poor, even when they're not poor at all. This person, your love interest is struggling from self-esteem issues too. They're mirroring you because your love interest is definitely struggling from self-esteem issues. This person is normally, you know what's crazy about your love interest is I feel like they act very strong. They act confident. They act like they got their stuff together. You know, they like to put on a brave face, but deep down this person feels very uncertain and very insecure. And one thing, yep, I heard a beep outside. It was like beep, beep. Your love interest might even be pretending with this not listening card that they're uninterested, that they're unbothered, that they're too cool. I'm telling you right now, this is a defense mechanism because they feel very insecure and very uncertain. This person has a lot of butterfly feelings for you. Okay, and I got that 3 time confirmation. We have the 8 of Wands. The 8 of Wands in tarot. I don't know if you guys are versed in tarot. A lot of you guys who watch me are. I meet you at my meetups, and the last meetup I went to was so great. I got to hang out with you guys, and you guys were like killing it with tarot. You guys already know. But with the 8 of Wands, this is like crush energy, okay? So your love interest, how they feel about you is they get butterfly feelings around you. They feel the chemistry around you. I asked how they see you, and we had the Two of Cups, which talks about soulmates. You know, this talks about crush feelings, butterfly feelings, soulmate feelings. How this person sees you is they feel like you are their soulmate. Group 2, I feel this so strongly. I really get, you know, I don't want to patronize any of you by saying you have limerence, this and that. You know if this is for you or not, but your love interest definitely has very strong feelings for you in the month of June. And I think that this person, from an outside perspective, they might seem very confident. Like, you know, why wouldn't they be confident? But I'm telling you, they're not. They struggle from self-esteem issues, unworthiness issues. Why do they feel so unworthy? Why do they feel so unworthy? Maybe we can get this person feels unworthy because they break vows with themselves. That hurts their confidence. What do I mean by this? They might be the type of person that's saying, okay, I'm going to quit cigarettes, but then they smoke a cigarette in a moment of weakness. They have moments of weakness that they're not proud of. But I'm actually feeling like a resistance from spirit on digging too deeply into their personal energy, because I just felt like icky about it, so I'm not going to do it. But it looks like your love interest definitely has feelings for you, but they're feeling very insecure. And how this shows up is sometimes they'll like argue with you. They'll act confrontational. They'll push you away. They'll act like they're not listening, but they are. Okay? And you know what's crazy, guys, is I think that God wants you to know that you are a catch in love with this Wheel of Fortune. God is telling me that in love, you would be a blessing to anyone that you were with. And I think a part of you knows it, because I clarify with this deck, guys. I think a part of you knows it. Like, anyone who's with you would be blessed. Part of you kind of knows it. I got that energy from you. God is saying that you would be a blessing to anyone that you were with, because you add so much goodness to people's lives. So if you want to know if your love interest feels the same way, they definitely do. They're struggling with self-esteem issues and anxiety and stress. I think your love interest, guys, I want you to know something is going through a lot in their personal lives. They might actually be going through a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety. They might even be having some health issues due to the stress that they're going through in their life. They're very stressed out, guys. Okay? They really need a good friend around them. So if you're wondering, how can I win this person over? They really need a good friend. They might be acting like everything's okay, but it's really, really, really not okay. But I want to tell you that they do like you. They like you back a lot. They have a lot of butterfly feelings around you. What are their moves towards you in the month of June? They see you as, okay, guys, their life is very dark. You have to tell me what's going on in your love interest life. Their life is very dark. They're dealing with a lot of problems. You are the one light in their life. You are the one light in their life. Just you being around them, just your presence. What are their actions towards you? The 10 of Wands, the 5 of Cups, and the Hierophant. I don't think this person feels good enough for you. And I feel like this person is trying to better themselves in order to feel good enough for you. That's what I'm honestly getting. So you might be feeling ignored by this person. You might be feeling like they don't like me, they don't care about me, but it's not true. They're overwhelmed and they don't feel worthy. So they're trying to work on themselves in order to feel good enough for you. That's the energy of what I'm hearing. You know what's crazy, guys? I was like, okay, I was doing this reading and I was like, why are they such a catch in a relationship? So I did some more digging because I have Scorpio, North Node, Venus, and Mercury conjunction in Scorpio. So when I get obsessed on a topic, I'm obsessed. So when I get in a topic I'm interested in for your reading, I'm going to like zoom in on it with a microscope and see why, give me more information. And it looks like the reason why you would be a catch in a relationship, guys, is because you're good in bed, okay? You got that. You got some moves. I don't need to explain it. If you don't know that about yourself, you need to know that about yourself. And people sense it off of you. You know, people meet you and they're like, that person is good in the bedroom. I heard a beep outside. Guys, I love living in the city because, like, I won't hear a beep and then I'll say something. And I'll hear beep, beep, which is a confirmation from spirit. And actually, I was walking past a coffee shop the other day and I wasn't going to walk in, but I heard spirit go beep, 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 like real loud as I passed by it. And I was like, okay, I'm walking into the coffee shop because I have clear audience. So I walked in and the cashier, she was like, oh my gosh, I watched your channel. And I ended up vibing with her and we have the same birthday. And I was like, oh my gosh, spirit literally led me into this coffee shop where I met like a cool woman, you know what so it's like, I know my clear audience is real. I know I'm not just cuckoo because I actually follow it and God will reveal why. So when I heard beep, beep, I'm telling you guys, people have met you before and they're like, I know he or she's good in bed. Like I'm telling you guys, it's something you can sense off people. I know. So you guys have this energy where people know, like when I see I'm laughing, guys, because it's so true. Like when I see these cards, I know that you guys are good and bad. I know it. I know it off of your energy and people sense it off of you. You are very good in bed. And it's not something you try. You know, certain things just come easy to certain people and you in the bedroom, it comes easy to you. You know how to really like rock someone's world intuitively. I'm hearing literally you're an animal in the bedroom. So some of you masculines watching me, you're well endowed, you know how to use it. And if you're feminine, I'm telling you, you know how to tame a cowboy or rock someone's world in the bedroom. And it comes very natural to you guys. Okay? And like you have people who have straight up been with you and have talked about it, or this is something people see very obviously in your energetic field. I'm not even playing, guys. As far as your career in the month of June, I'm definitely seeing a new beginning here in your career, guys. So if you're wondering, okay, but what's happening in my career? There is definitely a new start or new beginning happening in your career. And I'm getting this energy, guys, where, you know, this could be like a new job opportunity, working with someone new. There's going to be a new chapter opening up in your 10th house of career. And a lot of you guys, I'm hearing like this is coming as an offer from somebody else. And I specifically heard that there's an offer coming from somebody else. Like someone is coming in with an offer in your career that's going to usher in a new beginning in your career that you're going to feel really, really good about. And I'm specifically seeing a letter or a message or a delivery from someone else, like someone else is ushering in a new chapter in your career. Guys, there's something about your career that's very strongly tied to your ancestors. Let me put it this way, guys. Okay, listen, hear me out, because I know this message can be, it depends who you are, but there's an ancestor of yours. Look at what your ancestors were good at. You know, like some of you, like I'll give you an example. My grandma was really good at sewing, and something that comes really easy to me is sewing. And I'll tell you something else about my grandma. She was a children's missionary, and she traveled all across the world to preach the word of Jesus to people in like Burma and stuff like that. And look what I do, guys. I'm like literally a preacher of spirituality, right? The reason why I'm saying this and why it pertains to you is with this mediumship card. I feel like there's something that your ancestors were really good at that pertains to your special gifts in your career. Look at what your great-grandpa did. Look at what your great-grandmother did. Even if you have an awful karmic family, there is something good that they did. There's something that they were talented in. Your career has a lot to do with the natural talents you inherited which means they come easy to you from your ancestors. And this is something that you're meant to do in your career. So I want you to comment down below, what were your grandparents good at? What did they do that was really good? You inherited that skill, and this has to do with your career. For some of you guys, like, I could get really in the nitty-gritty of it. Some of you guys were gifted a spot-on intuition, like a prophetic intuition. It's different for a lot of you guys, but I will say this as well. I got marriage come up twice when it came to your career. A lot of you who are watching this, I heard you're going to meet your spouse at your job. Like, you're going to work together with your spouse at your job. And I also heard you're going to meet them at school. So if you guys go to school, you're going to meet them at work or at school, and you're going to work with them in your career. I heard that strongly. But I also heard for your money, don't expect to win the lottery with Make-A-Wish in reverse. Don't expect to get a windfall of money. And I'm not trying to take a damper on your dreams. God is saying with financial discipline, your dreams are going to take discipline. So that's all I had for you, group number 2. I hope that was helpful. I hope you enjoy your June. And if you guys want more personal psychic readings from me that are a lot more specific, be sure to join my Patreon. The link is in the pinned comment as well as the description. Hi, group number 3. So this is for all of you who chose the Tammy Stewart album, which I have never listened to in my entire life, but I went to a certain music store on Hollywood and I was like, let me just buy some random CDs for this pick a card, and they might have good music on them and they might not. And I actually ended up really liking it. I don't know what this kind of music is called. I think it's like funk, but anyway, I picked it because I liked the album cover. So group number 3, this is your June prediction for love, career, as well as money. Let's get into it. So the first card that we have for your overall summary is the Scorpio card. Scorpio is the sign of intense healing and change. So I think that you know what's crazy is I never noticed that there is an Egyptian mummy being mummified on this card before. This is the first time that I have ever noticed it. So this reminds me of like Egyptian hieroglyphs, the belief that there is life after death, that the soul lives on. So your overall summary is telling me there is some change afoot in your life. So let's see how you're feeling about this major life change that's happening to you guys, group number 3. How are you feeling about it? Okay, so we have the Star. This is actually super positive, guys. This is the change that you have been manifesting, and the change you have been wanting, and the change you have been wishing for. This is something that you feel really good about. The Star is a very positive card. Now, on the astro dice, we had the planet of Uranus come up as your alchemical symbol. My camera's been really good recently. It's been focusing really nicely. I'm really happy about that. Now, Uranus talks about unexpected, serendipitous things that seem to occur out of nowhere. And I want you guys to know that all of these changes or serendipitous changes of path are actually leading you to your wish fulfillment and your greatest happiness. So these are positive changes that are happening. Specifically, guys, I'm seeing that these changes are happening in your career. There's something about August that's going to be really significant when it comes to some positive movement forward in your legacy here on Earth. So if you have a monthly calendar, definitely mark down August, because in August there are some positive changes happening in your career sector. And specifically, guys, I'm getting that there is some changes that's happening when it comes to your legacy, when it comes to your career. There's a very big message here on that. So what I want to do, guys, is I want to see how your career and life purpose is changing for the better. Let's see where it is now. Okay, where is it now? Where is it going? Oh my goodness, guys. So right now, some of you guys, you could do something very scorpionic as a job that relates to the occult, that relates to tarot cards, that relates to making essential oils, doing spell work, doing astrology. But the occult is also just anything that's unusual as a job, something that maybe is a little taboo or deters away from normal everyday life. So this could even be sex work, or this could be maybe you just you work in a very alternative field that most people don't work in, like working at a morgue, working as a private investigator. Something that you do is not necessarily mainstream. And I think that, your main focus right now is your loved ones and being surrounded by those that you love. Less about career success, less about climbing the ladder. You're mainly focused on your relationships, it feels like. But what's changing in your career sector, and I'm seeing that it's starting to change for you in June with a idea. That's what I'm getting with this ideation card. And you know what I noticed when I was doing this? I realized my dinger is not on my phone, so I'm going to turn the dinger on my phone so we can hear the dings from spirit that are a little nice confirmation. And I'm going to put it close to the mic because some of you like to say, Anita, I didn't hear the dings, and it drives me crazy because they were definitely there. So anyway, in June, you're going to get some sort of really great idea. Did you hear that beep? God was like, you know what? If they're not going to hear the ding on your phone, they're going to hear that loud beep outside your window. You're going to get some amazing idea in June, okay? Especially with this inspiration card that's going to generate sudden wealth. Like a lot of wealth for you coming in, specifically in August. I know this is a June prediction, but the idea for this sudden wealth that's coming in for you is happening in June, and then it's going to be developed by August, where you're reaping the abundance of it. That's what I'm honestly getting, guys. And one thing that you're doing a really good job at, and the reason why I want to do this is because, God really put it on my heart to say that sometimes in life we always hear what we're doing wrong, how we're messing up, how we're deficient, especially in our own brains, right? I know that personally in the past, I've definitely gone through that. So I was being told by God to remind you about why it is that you're so great and how you're doing an amazing job. You guys are actually really good with your finances and money. You are someone who's very financially disciplined. You make wise decisions with your money. And listen, we all have anxieties about money. Like, oh my gosh, I just spent $50 on Uber Eats because I'm depressed. Listen, people need joy in life. Okay. Do you know how depressed most of us are? How scared most of us are? How freaked out most humans are? It's very normal. It's just that we don't talk about it. And any way that we can find happiness in life, $50 here and there, so what? Does it make you happy? That's what's important. And regardless of what you think your spending habits are, I'm actually being told you have very good spending habits. You do not overspend. You do not spend outside of your means. You take care of your credit. You are actually very financially responsible, more so than you think. And you guys do have a talent for making money and bringing stability to yourself and others around you. Not everyone has this talent, and like I state in previous videos, sometimes when we are talented in something, because we are with that talent all the time, we just assume everyone is like that, but they're not. You are good with your finances. You are good at making money, and you are very good at mastering the material world of survival and resources. This is something you are good at. And you guys are also, I don't know what you're doing to learn how to be more in the present moment, how to be more grounded in the present moment, but you are. You're very grounded in the present moment. You have a powerful presence, and you're very focused on what's in the here and now. You're not, over there in the future or over there in the past. You're very present, and that presence is very powerful. So whatever you're doing to get grounded, I want you to know that it is working for you. And specifically, guys, because you are getting so grounded and in the present moment, and I'm specifically hearing that it's actually helping you manifest things a lot faster. So a lot of your manifestations are starting to come into the physical reality. Good job. I think in the past, guys, you ate like shit with this improved health card in reverse. And there's something about you starting to eat more things from the ground that's helping you be more grounded. Maybe you're throwing in more fruits, more vegetables. This could be one of the ways that you are getting more grounded, like eating more things from the earth, okay? And what I want to tell you guys is I think that June is going to be a month where you're definitely going outside of your family culture, okay? So each family has a family culture, and yours has a family culture, and I feel like God is kind of calling you to go outside of your family's expectations for you and kind of go on your own path. It's kind of like in The Little Mermaid, where Ariel, her father wanted her to stay under the sea, and he wanted her to stay a mermaid, and he hated humans, but Ariel was so drawn to humans, and she knew that the human world was her destiny because she felt that call. She felt that pull, and her family disapproved, and they were like, no, Ariel, don't go up there with the humans. But she's like, but it's my passion. I have to. And she ends up going to be a human and marrying a human prince, right? That's that energy that you're going to be in June, is what I'm being told. And I could try to get some more clarifiers in order to really specify the reading, but you have to remember this is a very general reading. If you do want some more personalized, specific readings for me, I read for a smaller audience on my Patreon, and I post 4 extra psychic videos a month that are very long and detailed. The link is in the pinned comment as well as the description if you're interested. But I think your family culture, what is your family culture? Let's take a look. We have Jupiter and Pisces. Your family culture could be very hippie, very spiritual, very much, free love, very creative. Like, I'm getting a hippie vibe from your family. They're not conservative for some of you. This is a message specifically for a hippie family that is very spiritual, believes in meditation and prayer and living off the land and spirits. You're going more in a direction of Saturn and Taurus. You're actually going more towards wealth and opulence, guys. This is unusual. Okay, normally when I do these readings, the family culture, well, it could be that your family culture is they're really rich, they believe in old money. You could come from an old money family, and maybe you're drifting more to a free love, hippie lifestyle that doesn't really care about money and is more about spiritual healing and spirituality. Or you come from a very spiritual family who doesn't value material things, and you're moving out of your family culture into a culture that you're making a lot of money, you're making a lot of wealth, okay? You're doing the opposite of what your family does. So you're kind of rebelling against your family culture in the month of June to follow your destiny, like Ariel does in The Little Mermaid. And, sometimes it feels bad disappointing your family, because I do see your family is very proud of you. That's something that you need to know, guys. I was getting specifically Your father is very proud of you. You're the family's pride and joy. I don't know if you know this or not, but your family is actually really proud of you guys. And sometimes it feels wrong when we go against our family, but sometimes our unique path is just different than what our family's is, and that's okay. And also, guys, I hear that you have impeccable taste when it comes to your interior design choices or decorating your home. It's a beautiful expression of who you are. You really know how to make a home and a sanctuary. That's how your creativity really comes out. The things that you put in your home. Some of you guys, you're being called to decorate your home, called to decorate your sanctuary in a way that expresses who you are, because you are naturally very good at it. And if you are going through some depression or anxiety, decorating your home might actually help you get out of that. That's something that I see very strongly, okay? Now, I want to tell you that God is giving me this message that you are going to be really blessed in your marriage. Yes, you are going to get married. That's something that really came through for me. I used to second guess my psychic readings. I've been doing this for 5 years, guys. I hit the mark of mastery on tarot. There's always room to grow, but I feel very confident. What I'm trying to say is I feel very confident on this message I'm giving you, where you are meant to get married, and I'm seeing that God is specifically going to bless you through the marriage that he gives you. Now, some of you might be offended by me using the word God, but I want to tell you that my messages do come from God. They do not come from spirit guides or source, and I'm just trying to help you regardless of what your beliefs are. So if you don't believe in God, that's okay. Just replace it with the universe in your mind. But God's telling me he's going to bless you in this life, specifically when it comes to your marriage. Now, I'm seeing that you guys are actually going to get a big old engagement ring, like one of those old money engagement rings. I really see that for a lot of you. I don't know if it's not necessarily something you care about. I don't think... maybe some of you don't care about that, but I'm seeing specifically a big old money heirloom engagement ring that you're going to get. I got this image, guys, of, and if you're a guy who's watching me, I think that you have a family heirloom wedding ring that you're going to give to your wife, like a wedding ring that's been in your family for a very long time, like something that your mother had, your grandmother had, that kind of engagement ring, or like something about a vintage old family heirloom engagement ring or a piece of jewelry, okay? I see you giving this ring to your wife, and you are going to be blessed in your marriage with your wife. God is blessing you specifically in the area of marriage. Now, if you're a woman, I was getting an image of a very vintage old engagement ring you're going to get that's been passed down in your husband's family for generations. And I just heard old money, guys, old money. Okay, which is kind of your destiny. I'm seeing that you guys are headed towards that, especially if you come from this hippie, free love, free spirited, we don't care about money, love, rock and roll, peace, love. You're headed more towards an old money type of lifestyle, especially if that's for you. Okay, God's telling me he's going to bless you in this marriage. And this is a message that really came out. I don't know if there's anything going on in your love life in June. I'm going to have to get into your love portion for that, but God's telling me he's specifically going to bless you in marriage. This is how you're going to be blessed. And guys, I wanted to clarify what God was telling me about your marriage, and I got this strange, bizarre message that your significant other might have a sister or a mother that you end up being best friends with. Like they have a sister or a mother. This is only if you're a divine feminine. The person that you marry mother or sister is really going to love you. You guys are going to be like best friends, like soul sisters. I'm telling you, this is how God's going to bless you in this marriage, because it's not that you're just marrying this person. You are going to meet their sibling or their mother or some woman that's close to them, and you're going to just click and be like BFF, like, oh my gosh, you are my family, even though we're not blood. And that's something I heard very strongly. And there's something about makeup being very prevalent here. So maybe they're very much into makeup or glamour or something like that. And I'm also hearing for you guys that when it comes to your marriage, maybe some of you who are single, you have given up hope. And this is why God wanted me to say that your marriage is coming. I am seeing with patience, some of you felt like you had to wait way too long for this to come in, okay? You might have been in your 30s. I'm hearing the age of 36, mid 30s. Maybe some of you, you're like, man, I've had to wait too long. Let me tell you, the wait is worth it, group 3, because you're getting the mother load here. You know, it's kind of like, I don't know, this is a poor example, but I want to use a metaphor so you understand. It's like, yeah, you could get the minimum wage job now, or you could wait 5 years and get like $1 million paycheck every year if you just waited an extra 5 years. What would you take? The 13 an hour right now? Or would you wait to get the $1 million a year if you just waited 5 years without having a job? You know what I mean? It's like that kind of, you're getting the mother load. So I know some of you have been waiting too long, but just know the wait is not going to be in vain. Okay, the wait will not be in vain, because it'll be the biggest marriage, the best marriage, someone that it is like, whoa, I can't believe I'm marrying this person. Like a big ring, big money, big blessed arrangement happening here. So it's worth the wait, is what I heard. And I'm hearing, guys, that God really wants you to focus on reading positive books that help with your mindset. So maybe God has been sending you in lots of books, lots of like, you know, positive mindset, self-help books. I'm not even kidding. Like, I'm actually getting that, guys. I'm not kidding. When I asked what you should focus on, I got the book, okay? So this is about reading. On the Astro Dice, we got the 9th house of publishing and books. And we also got the angel of positivity, which means God's been sending you like self-help books, things that are going to help with your positive mindset and focus on the positive during a time of great change and upheaval. If you guys are Christians like me, read that Bible, baby. That's where God wants you to focus. He's like, don't worry about it. I'm going to take care of everything while you read your Bible. Okay, so lots of positive books here. So let's get into your love life in the month of June. Okay, we went over career. We went over the destiny of your money. So I really want to get into your love life, baby. Let's see what is going on. I'm clearing out the space and the energy, So group number 3 in love, I see that you guys are hopeless romantics. Like, you low-key want a romantic comedy to be your movie of life. And I'm seeing that your love language is definitely physical touch. Even if you're a divine feminine, guys, like, how you feel love is by touching someone else. Like, that's how you feel loved. That's how you give love. You love kissing, you love hugging. Physical touch is like what makes you feel loved. And I think you're someone who's into big shows of romantic gestures and PDA and holding hands in public. Like, you're really ready for that kind of love, and that's the energy that you're in June. But with the 8 of Cups, it feels like you're not getting that. Okay? It feels like your needs are not being met when it comes to physical touch, when it comes to feeling loved intimately by somebody else. Maybe you feel neglected or like you're not getting that need met. With the 5 of Swords, you could be dealing with a petty partner, okay? You could be dealing with someone who's like narcissistic, or somebody who's inconsiderate or always wants to be right and doesn't care about your needs. That's the energy of what I'm getting. Ooh, we had another card pop out. And we have the Seven of Swords. Yeah, guys, you might be dealing with partners who are borderline narcissistic. You guys might really resonate with that, where you're like, my partners are avoidant, they are sneaky, they're not trustworthy, they lie, they're constantly cutting me down. Do you guys hear that ding? They're not kind with their communication, because I am getting a phone call, and Swords is all about communication, and the Five of Swords and the Seven of Swords talks about not nice communication. So maybe they play mental games with you, they cut you down, they ignore you, and you just feel emotionally you're not getting your needs met in your love relationships. You feel very hollow. And I'm hearing the term narcissistic, selfish. Your love interest, someone that you really like in the month of June, I'm seeing they have some narcissistic tendencies where they act like they don't care about you. They're very callous with your heart. You know, I heard that Eminem phrase, I wouldn't piss on fire to put you out. Am I too nice to buy you ice? Bitch, if you died, wouldn't buy you life. Like, what, you trying to be my new wife? What, you Mariah? Fly through twice. I do know one. I'm sorry, there's those songs where you can't stop yourself from singing, even though you know it's like cringy as hell. And Superman by Eminem is one of those ones. Me and my friend used to like blast Eminem and just like sing it on our road trips down south. So maybe the people that you deal with romantically have this attitude towards you that's a lot like the song Superman by Eminem. And they just act like they don't care. They're in their bad boy or bad girl energy. They're callous with you. They're cold as ice. Like I heard that Paula Abdul song, Cold as Ice, with you. How they see you with soul sisters, it's almost like they've friend zoned you in some sort of sense. And guys, remember, I want to tell you, I don't sugarcoat my readings, even though I know it would get me more followers and viewers, because I want you to be able to trust me to give accurate psychic readings, so you know I'm not just spouting bullshit. So you know you can trust me every month. And it feels like they see you as more of a friend, like, oh, that's my soul sister, that's my soul brother. It's kind of like a friend zone energy. How they feel about you with communication, they like talking to you, they like texting you. Let's get a clarifier on that communication card. Let's get a clarifier on that communication card. We have the Strength card right here. I think this person really likes communicating with you. Okay, how they feel about you is they like communicating with you. I don't know what that means. It doesn't feel very romantic, guys. I'm just gonna have to tell you, with the Five of Cups, some of you might be disappointed. This might be something you already know, but this person always seems to let you down. They always seem to disappoint you or leaving you feeling not good enough. They don't seem to care about your emotions. They care more about winning than they do about hurting you. This is the type of person that would see you cry and their heart wouldn't melt. And guys, let me tell you something. You deserve to be with someone who would see you cry and their heart would melt for you, because they have so much love and empathy for you. This person really lacks a lot of empathy and care, and they care more about their ego and about themselves, and that's just the honest truth. What they want with you is conflict, okay? We have this conflict card. Just heard that Avril Lavigne song. I know it sounds crazy, but I love it when you hate me. I love it when you hate me. I love it when you hate me. I wish I could remember. Love that song, though. So what they want with you, we have the Page of Swords and the Lovers. It's interesting, guys, because I think that they give you mixed signals. That's honestly what I'm getting. I think that your love interest in the month of June, they give you mixed signals and they're unstable because they're unsure of what they want. I think when you ignore them, they want you, but as soon as you give in to them, they get bored. You know, their emotions are all over the place. They're very hot and cold. They don't know what they want, honestly. And the outcome of this is witchcraft. So if you have been manifesting on them, manifesting them to call you, manifesting for them to think about you, manifesting them to have feelings for you, it's working. It definitely works. I mean, if you guys have been manifesting their attention, it's definitely working. But it's almost like the only reason you have their attention is because of the magic, or you know what I'm trying to say? And that's not very stable. That's not very long lasting. And also, your soulmate has some money. So if this person doesn't have money, this ain't your soulmate, babes. Okay? That's what I'm getting. Is this their soulmate, their love interest? Are they just going through a rough patch in their marriage? Is the person that they're into their soulmate? The Three of Cups, this is a really good friend. This is a definite soulmate connection. I do see that. You guys are soulmate friends. What's the outcome of this? It depends on who's watching. Some of you, this is just a rough patch in your relationship. Others of you, this is not the one. This is just somebody that you're always going to be pining after. You know, it depends on who's watching this. I get more specific on my Patreon. I'm so sorry about that, guys. But here, let us end with a positive note, okay? Let's look at the qualities of this marriage where God is going to bless you. Let's look at how they're like. What are the qualities of the person they are going to marry that will give them a hint about who it is where God is going to bless them through this marriage, their God-ordained spouse? What are the qualities? So the first quality of the spouse God has for you that where he's going to bless you through marriage, like I said at the beginning of the video, they're going to be very competitive in nature. They might do competitive sports. They might have at one point been in the military, but I'm seeing that this person is very competitive, and when they want something, they're going to do anything to get it. So this is the type of person that doesn't take no for an answer when they want something. This is the type of person who really is going to chase after the things that they want. This is also the person, they're giving me new money vibes, okay? So this person has made a lot of wealth for themselves, but I'm hearing they did it on their own accord. This is not mommy's money or daddy's money. And even if they do come from money, their parents made them really work for that money and build their own legacy and their own empire. I almost got the dad from the movie Crimson Peak. Have you guys ever seen Crimson Peak? It's one of my favorite movies. Crimson Peak, her father, the American, he's giving your future spouse is giving me that vibe where very American, where he came from nothing and he's like, I worked with my own bare hands to build my empire. So this person might have come from nothing, but with sheer motivation and willpower, they built up a lot of wealth. I'm hearing new money for themselves. Okay. This person is somebody who's not afraid to, like, I just see like a cowboy representing them, a cowboy or an American who built up his own legacy from the ground up. Someone who really worked for the things that they have. They have a very good work ethic is what I'm hearing. This person who God has for you is going to come in first as a friend, and they are going to move very slowly with you, as I see with friendship and patience. They're not going to come at it from a sexual standpoint right away. They're going to come at you trying to be your friend first, and they will move very slowly with you. But at the same time, they're going to be very persistent with you, which means they're constantly calling you, constantly asking to hang out, and it's going to be very consistent and persistent, but it's not going to come at you in a very sexual way. They're going to be very consistent and persistent in developing a friendship with you, moving slowly. And if you're into divine feminines, this divine feminine feels very innocent, like almost virginal. Okay, very virginal or innocent, not like the person that you're dealing with who's not virginal or innocent. They know exactly what they're doing, and they're they're not virginal or innocent whatsoever. They're very femme fatale if you're a masculine. This person is also very committed, and they might not be the most exciting person, but they're stable. And I'm seeing that once they commit to a path, they commit to it. So that's going to be some hints and signs about the one God has for you. Now, what I want to do is I want to end with one blessing that you can definitely expect in the month of June, group number 3. Let's take a look at it. I have this blessing deck right here, and we're going to pull one blessing you can definitely expect in June. Let's take a look for group number 3. Holy Spirit, we have divinity. Your prayers are being answered by God. I hope you heard that ding. If you didn't hear that ding, I'm going to be so sad, but you heard it. As soon as I pulled out your blessing, we had your prayers have been heard and they will be answered by God. And we had a huge loud ding on my phone. You better rewind it so you know I'm not lying to you. That was a very clear confirmation. So you guys have been praying. You've been asking God from the sincerity of your heart for things, and God's saying, I heard your prayers. And the blessing that's coming for you is you're going to see a prayer being answered in June that shows you I am listening and I do care. And I really want to get more specific as to what that is. But sometimes I know God is like, hey, you're not God, Anita. They just have to see. But this is a promise from God. One of your major prayers will be answered. That's God's promise to you in June. And I hope that was helpful. And I'm so humbled and grateful that I can be your oracle here on earth, and I'm wishing you the very best, June, and I love you so much. Bye.